We're going to be doing some combination therapies today. We have a younger patient with just like very early signs of aging. And one of the big things that we see is that when the chin and the jawline are deficient, it really helps to do the threads first to get this, and then we're going to build just a little bit of chin and jawline, and we're going to use Restylane Define for that today. It doesn't lump or clump like some of the heavier fillers do, and so it's a really nice, beautiful filler to use. I'm going to just draw our vectors here. Behind the zygomatic arch, a couple for the mid-face, so 2 there for the mid-face, and then I usually like 2 or 3, as many as I can fit, for the lower third. So we're going to grab our gel to raise it, and we're going to get a very robust lift here. This is the numbing process. We like to start with a little bit of lidocaine with epinephrine, and this is of course to numb the area but also to minimize any bruising. So now we're going to numb our tracts. This is an 18 gauge hypodermic needle, and we're going to be numbing with 2.5 cc's of plain lidocaine. This is a 22 gauge, 2 3/4 inch dermosculpt microcannula, which is going to be used to numb our tracts here. We're using our infinity threads, which are molded PDO threads, quite robust, and we're going to insert the thread into the cannula. And now to have it come out of the cannula, we're going to tap the end of the thread while we withdraw the cannula, and then it'll come out and engage the nasolabial fold, and then we withdraw as we normally do with any thread, and then we're going to again engage distal to proximal onto the molded infinity thread, and we see really nice redraping of the mid-face. We have done one of my favorite things to do, which is actually resuspend and lift the tissues. These molded threads are going to give probably a 1.5 year result because they're just so robust. But the real power of these things comes when you actually add volume or simulate bone like an implant with fillers at the same time. This is Restylane Define. Now we have added probably like 0.05 of plain lidocaine to it to just give a little bit of extra numbing because we're gonna go in different layers. We're gonna go deep and superficial. And here's my entry. And I'm actually going to pick up the chin and go behind the chin fat pad. So I'm moving the superficial fat pads, and I don't feel my cannula is not moving. So that's how I know I'm deep to that. So I'm going to do some threads of filler now, and I found that when you layer filler deep and superficial, that you get the best results. I want to make sure I keep the femininity of her chin. You don't want to square out a female chin and jawline. So again, I'm behind the chin, and I'm going to fill higher in the chin fat pad now, just a bit, just so that we don't create a shelf down here. The nice thing about the fat pads, though, is that they really just inflate really nicely. And this is actually, in ways, better than a chin implant because it can be customized, and it's so accurate. So then I'll usually leave the last little bit, 0.1 or 0.2, to put a bit in the corner of the mouth in this area to blend this. But I'm going to switch to a 25 gauge cannula to do that. So now I've loaded the rest of my fillers. So I've left 0.2 in each Define. I'm going to go through the same port, and we're going to come and just blend this corner of the mouth here. Very small amount required here. Now the threads are here, so I'm going to dive under the threads and then come to the surface at the corner of the mouth. Okay, so my threads are over my cannula now. So this is the really effective way to do combination therapies without disrupting the thread. So now we see a beautiful jaw neckline. So we're gonna trim the infinity threads now. Push back on the skin a couple of clicks. There we go. And then I feel it and make sure that no end of my thread can be palpated. It can't. So this has really brought everything up quite beautifully. And so there we have it. So we have combination therapies, infinity threads for the mid-face and lower third, deep and superficial jawline and chin filler. We were able to accomplish this with 5 infinity threads per side and 2 syringes of Restylane Define.
Who is this? Wow. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
I will.